Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. To anyone who feels a bit tired right now, or you may feel exhausted right now, I have few important reminders for you today, as we are moving through very interesting energies right now. We are in the Virgo season. We have 5 planets in retrograde, and during this time there's a great importance when it comes to understanding this present energy, especially if you're a more intuitive person, if you're more sensitive towards energy. Some people would describe these energies right now as heavy ones, more dense ones, or more negative ones. But what they truly are, they are purifying energies. They're helping us to thrive. They're helping us to organize our lives. Energies that are usually making us feel more tired are energies that are encouraging us to organize our lives. Because once we organize our lives, we recognize that we take the best out of all possible choices that we have in the present moment. Like, for example, if you have or you find yourself having a free time right now, and you may notice you have many different hobbies to choose, it's really hard to pick one. And if you can't decide, eventually you will most probably not decide for anyone, and at the end you will feel more tired, or you will feel more drained out, because you haven't picked an option that was presented to you. And that's how we can explain these energies right now. We have many options. Actually, we are living in a time where we have too many options because of age of information. Even if we don't decide to do anything, we can still go on our phones or computers, and we find ourselves scrolling there all over the place and getting lost in too much of different videos and insights and ideas and so on. So we have to be really, really careful and conscious with these present energies. The positive themes for these energies are that they're allowing us to work hard on something that is important to us, to analytically think about our lives, to be practical, to be sensible, to sense, what maybe or what requires an upgrade in your life, what requires a change, especially in relationships and in your relationship towards yourself, to be more thoughtful, to be more organized, to be more reliable when it comes to what you say that you will do and then what you actually do, to be more patient with yourself. And we'll talk a little bit about patience, because it's not usually what we think, especially when you want something to change in your life, and then we say be patient. Being patient doesn't mean waiting. Being patient means that you do what you know that you have to do, and even though you're not seeing results, you're still doing the work. You're still working on change. You're still shifting yourself into the version of yourself you want to become. You're still doing, right? It doesn't matter if the results are finding you. You all know, if you understand this concept, then you know that you're not predicting your future, you're creating it. You're investing your energy into the future. The future is like a sea of potentials. It's not a linear timeline, it's a sea of potentials. And with today's actions, we are choosing the potential that is matching our energy, that is matching our frequency, what we're doing today. And being patient then means knowing that that potential will find us, and we are okay no matter when it finds us. That's being patient. And this understanding is really supported right now, to really embody, to know that what you're working on will find you. And usually we say when the time is right? And maybe right now you can't understand what it means, the right timing. But what it truly means is that at some point of your evolutionary journey, you will embody a clear knowing that will affirm to your soul that you're ready for that change. This is happening on the subconscious level, that is usually activated with our daily work, with our daily devotion towards the life we are intending to live. So it's not just being intentional. Intentions are used as choosing a certain destination on the map. You know what it means? You pick the destination and then you move yourself towards there. It's not like choosing the destination with setting an intention and then doing nothing. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. It's then moving towards there with great joy, with great ease, with great flow, as if you really pick the right destination, the one that you know deep inside your heart that will bring you the greatest possible fulfillment, the greatest possible satisfaction. You will move there with joy, and I can assure you that, because that's what I did in the past and I know how it feels like. So if you don't feel that, then you need to think more clearly and deeply about the life you want to live. So what's the thing with tiredness right now, and maybe a sense of exhaustion, is that if we don't work with those energies, we'll feel overwhelmed by them. Those are really strong, intense energies that are helping us to transform our lives, but we have to organize ourselves. For people who are more energetically sensitive, for those people, it's a bit harder to organize their lives because they sense more. And sometimes when we sense more, it's like easily, or we don't want to limit ourselves with a certain amount of choices or certain amount of possibilities, because we want to be open, we want to be spontaneous, right? And it's beautiful, but it is pulling us out of balance if we are constantly trying to be spontaneous. We also have to be organized, and that is called moderation, right? We are moderate in spontaneous living, and we are moderate in organized living. So we need to learn to organize our thoughts in a way that we organize knowledge. So what does it mean? It means that you get yourself into a certain knowledge that resonates with you, and you practice it, you question it, you try to embody it, or rather not trying to embody it, you become it. Always when I meditate, I get this voice, don't try, be it. Don't try to be it, become it. That's what I always get. Which means I shouldn't try to be grateful. I should become grateful. I should be grateful. I shouldn't try to feel love even more. I should become love even more. And that is a huge difference. So to organize your mind means that you gain an ability to think more clearly, to meditate on your thoughts, and to write your thoughts down. If you're a more sensitive person, start writing your thoughts down. It will help you to experience clarity in your mind. And then you will notice, as we're right now in the Virgo season, this is a great time to get yourself into a new knowledge or into an old knowledge that kinda has loosened its grip in your mind. Let's say you've been studying something that was really helpful and practical in the past for yourself, but through the time you've kinda stopped practicing it, and you've kinda stopped being disciplined around it, and your life also started kinda losing its qualities of that new knowledge. This is a great time to get back into certain old knowledge or new knowledge that can improve your life. Really powerful one, and it will help you then to organize your life and organize your energy, and you will feel less tired. You will notice that it will feel like you've started surfing on these new energies, and the feeling is really great because suddenly you will start to feel inspired and motivated. But also pay a lot of attention on how much time you're taking for rest, how much time you're taking for rejuvenation, because it's not just about working with energies. Depends on your background, if you have a lot of traumas in your past. Also that old energy is slowly cleansing, and it requires you to rest a little bit more. To, for example, in the middle of the day, slow down, take a rest, and just release these old energies. And in practical sense, it means that you lay down and you just allow yourself to feel whatever you feel without judging yourself for feeling it. Sometimes people judge themselves, like, am I being a weak person because I sense a lot of sadness right now? and you sense a lot of sadness, like I said yesterday, because you're repeating certain sad stories to yourself, because you've been through a lot of sad experiences, and it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person who's responsible for his own healing, right? Your past and your wounds of the past were most probably not your fault, but the healing of them is your responsibility, and that's something you have to carry in your mind right now. A great reminder for this time is to do not be perfectionist right now, because the sense of perfectionism comes from fear of not being enough. And this fear may be more intensified during this energy flows or energy streams that are happening, or energy waves, as sometimes I call them. The sense of perfectionism or fear of not being enough is a bit heightened during this energies, because it just heightens what is not synchronized, so we can synchronize it. And what does it mean? It means that when you have a fear of not being enough, it's disturbed energy, and the energy is seeking synchronization. And synchronization then is this beautiful flow of energy that is causing synchronicities in our lives, right? When we start meeting synchronicities, it's a sign that we're doing something right. The lack of synchronicities means that there's a lack of synchronized energy in your body, and usually it's because of too much fear, too much of worriness, too much of sadness, too much of negativity, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's all part of life. What may be wrong here is that we are ignoring that. And my message for you today is to pay more attention to that aspect of yourself. It's a great time to organize your life. Get your life in order. It will help you then to have more time also to focus on the dark aspects of yourself, and maybe find a therapist or read a good book. Right? Sometimes we think, oh, we don't have enough time for that, but actually we just don't take time with that, right? And once we start organizing our lives, you may say, well, because of my family, I don't have time for reading books. But if you would actually go to sleep 1 hour earlier, you could wake up 1 hour earlier, and that whole hour you could invest into reading a new book. And after 1 week, I can assure you that you will feel more organized, you will feel like your life is moving into a greater order, and you will feel less tired. You will feel less anxious, and you will feel more aligned, and more synchronicities will start happening. That's how we start synchronizing our energy. If there's a lot of negativity, you feel like there's a lot of negativity present in your system, most probably during this time you may also have some more negative dreams that may awaken some fear. And if that happens, when you wake up, firstly reflect on the potential lessons in your dreams. If you're remembering them, reflect on the potential lessons in your dreams, and then go into meditation. And do a meditation, the type of meditation that helps you to raise your energy into gratitude, into love, into joy, into passion for creation. Like, if there's a meditation I would recommend to you meditations by Dr. Joe Dispenza, because they are really intense, and if you do them correctly, they move you into a new state of being. That's something really powerful and will be really helpful for this time. So if you feel any of that, it will be really, really helpful. So as I mentioned, the positive themes of this energy right now are that they're supporting the hard work. And hard work doesn't actually mean suffering. It's just a certain vocabulary we use when we're talking about working on something that is important to us, that we become so passionate about it that we can work on it all day long. Actually, it's a joyful, dedicated, passionate work. That would be a better better word than hard work, but it's the most familiar saying when we use it like that, right? Be analytical about your life, not in a way that you overthink everything, but you analyze why your life is the way it is. That's another positive theme, as I mentioned before, which means that when you take time for yourself in your busy day, take a journaling block or a piece of paper and just reflect a little bit about how you think that your life is going right now. And this is really important, how you think that your life is going right now. And then question those thoughts. Why do you think that way? Because you may say, yeah, well, because my life is that way. But the question is, why do you look at your life that way? Because we all know there are infinite different perspectives we could look at our lives, right? And usually our perception is formed with our beliefs. So by questioning why we think that way about our lives, we start questioning our beliefs. We start noticing, oh, that's what I truly believe about myself. And then the question is, could there be more empowering beliefs? Could I get myself into a greater knowledge about myself? Like who I am, who can I be? Because the self-knowledge leads to self-empowerment, right? And self-knowledge begins with seeing possibilities, with seeing probabilities, potentials, and potential opportunities that may arise if you get yourself into a new knowledge, right? And if you just question your talents, if you question your skills, answers will be leading you into greater possibilities that are out there. And maybe if you start working on something new right now, as I said, you're really supported to work on something you're passionate about. It doesn't mean that results should just find you. You know, sometimes people get into this topic of manifestation and they think, oh, I felt it will happen, but then it didn't happen. But what I say is work on it until it happens, right? And if during this process something else will happen, welcome it with open arms, because we are so limited in our intellectual mind about what's possible, while the universe is so vast, so infinite, that maybe what we want is not the best for us. But if we stay open, the best will find us, right? And that is a great beauty. So if we go a little bit into more challenging themes, as I said before, perfectionism right now can be more intense due to the lack of self-worth. There's an importance to work on your self-worth, to notice what you're valuing about yourself and what you're also not valuing about yourself, and accepting those parts of yourself as well, knowing that you've been conditioned to think that maybe those are bad parts of yourself because maybe you're not the best communicator in the society of people that are already not in alignment with your frequency. So just think about it. You have to start valuing yourself for who you are. You have to start seeing your own worth. And no, it's a process. But to truly practice self-worth is to practice the things we love to do. Because if you value something to such a degree that you actually use it for its greatest possible potential, it's a really sign of loving that thing. When you love something, you know, for example, I love my bikes because I love to go outside biking. I love my bikes and therefore I use them daily, or at least regularly, right? But if I love myself, I will work on my gifts. I will work on my talents daily, because that's how much I love myself. That's how much I love to see my own personal and soul evolution of what else is possible for myself. And this is a great form of self-love. So be aware of that. Also, you may be more judgmental towards yourself during this time, which is again coming out of fear, out of lack of understanding of yourself. Again, nothing wrong here. It's just a part of the process of knowing yourself a little bit better. So rather than judging yourself, start accepting yourself. Practice self-acceptance. If that's something new in your mind, you know that you have to remind yourself daily on a really frequent basis, like, oh, I just accept this as a part of my evolution. Oh, I just accept this more negative thinking as a part of my evolution. I know that I'm walking towards more positive self, but right now I am like that, and I accept this as a part of my evolution. It will just easen you a little bit up, so you can move towards where you are walking with greater ease and greater flow, right? So also you may be a bit more pessimistic right now, a bit more insecure, which is completely okay if you know towards what kind of version of yourself you're walking. Remember what I always say to you, my friends. I always say to you that you are investing into your future. Today, I wrote something down that I've shared on our Instagram community that I will just read it to you right now. It goes like that. Your future isn't something to predict. It's a product of today's actions that are causing it to unfold. Whatever you do today, you're investing your energy in your future. Setting an intention is insufficient if your actions throughout the day don't align with it. That weakens the investment. To truly shape your life, you must walk as if you're bringing your future to life right now. Think as thought you're already there, and feel as if you're celebrating its gifts. That's how you become the alchemist. That's how you start creating your life. So it doesn't matter where you are right now, doesn't matter in what kind of level or at what kind of level of evolution you are right now. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that. What truly matters is what you see that you can become, in what kind of direction you're walking right now, because life is all about flow, it's all about motion. So you have to have a sense of direction, and you have to move yourself towards that, right? So if you feel a bit more tired and exhausted right now, well, it's completely okay. We have really interesting energies, 5 planets in retrograde, and all of that is just supporting the purification that is happening on the planet Earth right now. So I want to encourage you to serve, to learn to surf on these energies with the tools that I've given to you today. Also, yesterday's video is really practical when it comes to that, so go and check it out. My friends, I will leave you here. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. I'm sharing with you today again my latest painting, The Spirit of a Lion, which can remind you of your inner capacity to adapt to anything, to move through anything, and to follow your dream, to follow your vision with an open heart of intense, fiery inspiration for creation, because you're worthy of it, you deserve it, and you're good enough to make it happen anytime you decide to experience it. This is your power, my friend. I will leave you here. I hope you've enjoyed in today's message. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Thanks to anyone for supporting my art in our Etsy shop. I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. Till next time, one love.